Insight into Injury as part of the Repetitive Strain Prevention series. Today we're talking about lower back, and I've got Mike here with me today to demonstrate some exercises. One of the main reasons people have problems with their lower back is because of a weakness in their core and combination, the tightness in their hamstrings. We're going to be addressing both of those issues today. My name's Josie, I'm a physical therapist, and follow along for some new exercises. First exercise, Mike, stick out a leg, point your toes up. It's important here that the leg that's out straight is straight. And to get that leg straight, sometimes what you need to do is scoot your hips forward on the chair. You want to make sure you're not sitting in a chair with wheels for this, but otherwise, the edge of your bed, your couch, any chair that your feet can reach the ground in is going to work for this exercise. Once you get in position and you're feeling steady, lean forward. And with this exercise helps the knee because you feel it stretching there. It helps the calf. You might feel it stretching there. But what we're dealing with this time as we do this stretch is your back. So I want to make sure that your back posture is appropriate for injury prevention as well. As you lean forward, you're aiming your belly button towards your thigh. So just by keeping your posture here, he can still feel that stretch in his hamstring, yes?
Yeah.
Keeping your hamstring nice and flexible is going to keep your back loose. Go ahead, switch legs, Mike. Same thing, you want to keep your straight leg straight, and you want to keep your toes pointing up. As you lean forward, keep your head and shoulders up, and lean forward just far enough where you can feel that stretch in your hamstring. You might also feel this stretch in your back. That's normal. There you go. That's fine. Find that point where it feels like it's doing something good for you, but it's not causing any pain. The next group of muscles we're going to stretch are your glute muscles. They're also your butt muscles. Same thing. Go ahead, Mike, cross your leg on your ankle. And your ankle should be on your knee at this point. And however far your knee goes down, good. You're going to feel that stretch up and around up on your hip, on your butt. And those muscles connect to your back. And if they're too tight, they can be putting pressure and causing bad posture. But keeping them loose is going to protect your back during things like lifting, squatting, sitting. Go ahead, switch legs. You might find that you can't get your leg exactly in this position. That's okay. Some variations to this stretch would be to hold your leg below your knee and just kind of cross your ankle and then just work as best as you can to push your knee outward. If you can get it all the way up like Mike, but your knee ends up in this location rather than down in this location, that's fine too. And after 20 seconds, give it a rest. The next exercises we're going to do are stretches more directly for your back. So Mike's going to spin around. All right, Mike, sit on the edge just enough so that you can feel your feet on the ground, because now you're going to bend forward. I don't want you to fall off. Go ahead and lean forward through your knees. So what this looks like from the back is he's just going straight down like this, letting his head round down with this exercise. So let your head tip over. And at this point, you're getting a stretch all the way from your waist, maybe even a little lower, and up, 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 even into your shoulder blades. You might even feel it in your neck as it's hanging down. Only go as far as you can where you feel a stretch, but nothing seems to be hurting. Hold it 10 seconds. Come on back up. This stretch could be repeated another time if you felt like that was a tight one. The next stretch, though, we'll go on to is for the twisting muscles of your back. The twisting muscles of your back are also really important to keep loose so that if you find yourself having to turn with some equipment that you're carrying, or even just to kind of wiggle your way out of the car sometimes is enough. You don't want to have tight muscles blocking your way that way. So Mike, with this one, please cross your arms across your chest like this, and then pivot your body over to that way. Let your head and shoulders go with it, and note how he's staying nice and tall. You definitely want to stay up really tall for this. You're going to feel a stretch kind of moving diagonally across your back. Hold that 10 seconds. This stretch tends to be up a little bit higher near your shoulder blade area. Might be down in here too. Wherever you're feeling it, that's fine. That's just telling you that that's where your restriction point is. And to the other direction. Same thing, he's keeping his posture good. His feet are firmly planted on the ground. Staying up tall, a little stretch. All right, very good. Swing on back around. All right, so one more thing I want to work on before I send you off to your work day today. Go ahead, Mike, stand on up. And this exercise is, in a way, kind of a way to undo all that we do during the day, which tends to be a little slouched. So if you could turn and place your hands on your hips here, like so, and feet comfortable width apart, all you're doing here at this point is leaning back. And bring it back forward. This is more of a repetition. You just want to go back and forth, take it to the point where you're like, ooh, yeah, exactly, okay. And then come right back out of there. You don't want to linger back there. You're just hanging on your ligaments if you stay back there too long. But back and forth about 5 times, just to undo maybe that's your couch or your chair, your car driving into work was a little kind of too slouched. And there we go. Okay, by now, I hope you're feeling nice and loosened up and ready for your work day. Have a good one. Onward into the second half of this low back strain prevention program. We're going to do the next group of exercises laying down. These are some stretches and also some strengthening exercises. The next 3 exercises are some stretches. You've seen these already with the sitting variation. Now we're going to do laying down. Mike, grab onto the back of your knee and extend your leg up. And as you do so, you're going to be feeling a little stretch here in the back of your leg. Hopefully, nice stretch in your hamstrings. Sometimes that curves up to your back as well. Sometimes you get a little shake if you're trying really hard. Don't worry, that's normal. That's just as your muscles saying, woo, this feels a little different than usual. And after 20 seconds, let's give a switch over to the other leg. And your hand placement here, it can, however your arms are most comfortable. If you can grab higher up or lower down, it depends on your flexibility, whatever is giving you that stretch right here along that hamstring muscle. And next up is the exercise again for the glute. Bend your knees, Mike, and cross your ankle up onto your knee. We were doing this sitting just a bit ago, but here we are. Another glute stretch. You're feeling this out in your hip. And if you're feeling it here, great. If not, use your hands, grab onto your thigh and bring this whole complex up. And now you might be getting a stretch on this side, but definitely on the side that your ankle is crossed on where you're going to be feeling that stretch in your hip. These muscles connect to your back. You might be feeling a little bit of stretch in your back too. That's normal. That's a good thing. It means you're doing something good for yourself. Go ahead, switch legs. And if you've got that flexibility, pull that whole leg complex up. Good, you can see his arms, his shoulders, and his head are definitely staying down on the pillow. You don't want to tug up and hurt your neck during a back exercise, so good job just being comfortable. You can do these exercises on your bed, no matter how squishy it is at home. You can get on the floor if you want to do that too. Next exercise, stretch out both your legs, Mike. Use your right hand and grab your left knee, and you're going to pull this knee across your body. And as the knee goes across, make sure you're not falling off the table, but as the knee goes across, it's normal for your back and your hips to come up. Just make sure your shoulders are staying flat. In fact, you can even kind of fling that arm out to the side, and that intensifies the stretch a little bit here. And switch sides. At least you're safer on the ground here. And sometimes you want to keep your foot here, that's fine. If you want to bring your foot more in front here, that's fine too. Wherever it is that you feel the stretch up on this part of your muscle. All right. The next 2 exercises are strengthening. It takes a combination of good strength and good flexibility to prevent an injury. Mike, bend your knees. And we're going to be working on the core muscle here with this exercise. So to find the core muscle, it doesn't take much more than to find your belly button and suck it in. There you go, good. And once you get your belly button sucked in, now you should feel your back pressing good up against the floor, the bed that you're on. Lift both your feet up and try to maintain that really good down pressure against the table. If you're feeling that it's not keeping that pressure down, then just lift up one leg instead of both. If we can move on from here, Mike, you're doing great. Now, to make the exercise even a little more exciting, there you go. Tap your toes down, and as you're shifting the weight between one leg and the other, you're going to feel a little shift through your hips. Really try to minimize that by holding in that belly button, holding your core in as best as you can. I would suggest maybe 10 of these and then resting. Don't undercount. I know these get a little tough. Good, okay, you can rest. And then second batch, I want to do another round of these as well. Good, stomach in. You're feeling that belly button kind of pressing on your spine on the inside. That'll hold things in place. And this, though you're feeling it working here when you're laying down, when you go to lift something up, that's the same muscle that you want to engage to protect your back when you have to lift something heavy. Or even just roll over in bed, or even pick something up off the floor. Those are the muscles you engage. Next exercise is a bridging exercise. Now we're strengthening the muscles on the other side, on the back side of your body. From here, Mike, what you want to do first is a pelvic tilt, which is to kind of curl your hips up. Very good. And then continue this motion by lifting your butt up off the bed. His feet are shoulder width apart as they should be. The knees are staying in line with the hips and the shoulders. All that's good. And now roll back down. Put your ribs down first, then your back, then your butt. That's the way to do it. 5 more of those, up and at 'em. And this muscle is to strengthen these muscles here on the bottom. They connect to your back. They provide stability. Those are the ones that when you're squatting, we did this a little bit before, as you squat to go back, you feel those muscles engage. This is the second way to strengthen them. How many?
1 more.
Yeah, always 1 more. All right. Lastly, we're going to do 1 more stretch, flushing it all out. Grab both your knees, pull them up into your chest as far as you can. You might feel that stretch all the way from your shoulder blades down around the curve of your hips. Hold it in there for 10 seconds. You may find that if you open your knees a little bit this way, the stretch changes a little bit, or back together. Just go ahead and stretch whatever angle you feel like you need. You'll know that it's the right stretch if you feel that tug. All right. So here's to better back health. Thanks for helping out, Mike.